the Ask Julie Ryan show. It's where we blend spirituality and practicality to help you live a life of purpose and joy. We've got Chris manning the phones. If you want to have a conversation with me, please come in at AskJulieRyanShow.com. That will hook you into the phones. You'll need to be on camera, and then we'll get you on, get as many of you on as we can. And then if you're coming in on the YouTube live stream, we're at Ask Julie Ryan. Samantha is handling the chat there this evening, and so you can put your first name and where you're located and your question in the chat, and we'll be answering lots of questions from the YouTube live stream as well. For those of you that are coming in from AskJulieRyanShow.com, please remember to be in front of your camera when we call on you. If you're not in front of your camera, you're going to lose your place. And so stay in front of your camera until we get you on, and please stay in the center of your screen if you can. A couple of announcements. Ask Julie Ryan Espanol launched this week a few days ago. So if you have any Spanish-speaking friends or family, please let them know our shows are all being dubbed in Spanish. So we're getting great comments. We're getting a bunch of people watching it. So subscribe, leave a comment, and share with your Spanish-speaking friends and family. I've got a winner for the Angels and Enlightenment training class tonight. I'm going to announce here a little bit later in the show, so you want to stay tuned and see if you're the lucky winner of a free class. And in order to be in the drawing, all you have to do is just leave a review on YouTube and subscribe, and also anywhere you listen to podcasts. We're on all the networks and on Alexa. And if you want to win a free session with me, then just leave a review anywhere you see the show, and you'll be entered into a drawing for a free session. And we'll have an hour to talk about whatever you want. So, Chris, let's bring in the first caller and see who it is. First caller or first person coming in on the YouTube live stream. Let's see what we come up with and who it is. It's always fun because I never know who's calling in. We have a caller.
Hi, Julie. I'm so excited
to
talk to you.
I'm excited to talk to you as well. Where are you?
I'm in Indianapolis.
Terrific. Well, wonderful. Well, welcome. Do you have a question for me?
I do. I was on the Zoom call. I think it was on Tuesday night. And I was going to ask you to do a scan on my best friend, Paula. She's been diagnosed with an aggressive breast cancer on her left breast. So I was going to ask for actually an energy healing, I guess I should say.
Yeah. Okay. Absolutely. All right. Where is Paula? Is she in India with you?
She will be. She lives in Memphis, outside of Memphis right now.
Okay.
And they will be relocating to Indianapolis in August.
Oh, well, that's nice for you.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Here, because she will be here. So it's kind of complicated in that way. But I just wanted to get some energy healing on her.
Yeah, and how wonderful that she's going to be close by and you can help support her.
We have been best friends from 4th grade.
Oh my gosh, I have friends like that, 5th grade. And
yeah.
You can almost complete each other's sentences, huh?
Yeah. Definitely.
And talk shorthand because they know all the family history and they know all the players. And
it just takes that one glance, that one look, and you know what she's thinking.
I know, exactly. I have friends like that too. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll connect into you, and then from you I'll connect into Paula, and we'll see what's going on with her. How this works for those of you that are new to this show is I raise my vibrational level to the level of spirit. I learned how to do all this stuff. This is what I teach in my classes. And I'm going to watch a laser beam come from my body here in Birmingham, Alabama. It's going to hook into you, Rhonda, up in Indy. And then I'm going to go from you to Paula. And then I'm going to ask her permission if I can scan her. Because, you know, I don't scan anybody without their permission because I think it's like an unethical thing to do. I just
I have
don't
a lot
think
of
it's
respect
right.
for that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's it's none of my business. It's an invasion of their privacy, and I just don't feel good about it. So if somebody's asking me to scan somebody else, I always ask their permission telepathically, and sometimes they say no. But we can still talk to her spirit. I don't know if you set it up with her, but we'll see what she
I
says.
mentioned it to her.
Okay,
Yes, I did.
Good. Okay. So here we go. Here comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama, heading up to you in Indy. Got you going to Paula in Memphis. Okay, Paula, I'm talking to Rhonda. May I scan you energetically? She said, of course. I was like, that's what I heard in my head. Of course. All right, shooting energy from her feet up through the top of her head. It is going to her left breast just because of time. I'm always going to go to the area that you asked me to scan. If I have you for a whole hour, I always go in blind first. Oh, great.
February, yes.
Wonderful. Well, I'm glad you brought that up because the key is get on my schedule and then periodically check back on your confirmation email and click the reschedule button. And people reschedule all the time. Oftentimes it's more than one a week. And oftentimes you can get in sometimes within a matter of days. So
thank you. I've been looking for that. I would like to get in sooner, but I'll take what I can get.
Yeah. Whenever you think about it, just click on that reschedule button. And
I will keep checking.
Something may come up that's sooner. Okay. So got that. Her left breast looks very inflamed. And so have they started doing any treatment on her yet? Did they do a biopsy already?
Yes, they've done the biopsy.
Okay, that makes sense to me. So I've got that, and I can see where the tumor is. I'm encapsulating it. It's not very big. It's
only one?
Yeah, I only see one. The one that I'm seeing, the one that they biopsied, it looks like. Got a little chunk taken out of it. And from the needle, they did a needle biopsy, I'm sure. And so we've got that. I'm encapsulating it. Imagine putting a plastic bag over it and then putting it inside the, have you ever picked up something with a plastic bag and you turn it inside out, your hands inside and you pick something up? There was a bird that ran into one of our windows, must have been yesterday, and I found it this morning. So I got a baggie and I put it over my hand and I, threw it in the garden back in the trees.
I do the same thing.
Yeah. So I'm doing that, spirit working through me and with me, certainly to help facilitate healing. Let's do the full cancer healing on her. It does look like it's metastasized some. So let's clean her out. Let's give her just a big old tune-up and do that. So imagine that all her lymph fluid, Rhonda, is in a big vertical oval tube. And lymph fluid looks to me like an amber liquid, but it's globby. Do you remember lava lamps back in the day?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. You know how that fluid is kind of globby in there? And so it's spinning in a clockwise direction. We're looking at her from the front. Everybody listening, I want you to picture what I'm describing because we're all sending Paula healing. It's like the power of prayer. You get a lot of people praying for the same thing. It's the same with this. We're sending lots of energy. So there's a hole that's open on the bottom of each of her feet. And as that lymph fluid is spinning, Rhonda, it's getting the toxins out of her lymph fluid because that's how the cancer spreads, is in the lymph fluid and in the bloodstream. And so those toxins come out the bottom of her feet. And then we're going to do a lymph node cleanse, which is, imagine there's a big metal dome that's come down on top of her body. Picture a metal dome that goes over a plate of room service food in a hotel.
Close. Yeah.
And then pulling that back off of her body, and it sucks the lymph nodes out that have sequestered toxins. And so lymph nodes look like little D3 vitamin capsules to me. You can picture those. And when they've sequestered toxins, which is what they're supposed to do, then they look brown or black inside. So we've gotten those out. She's being sprinkled with stem cell energy. And of course, the sprinkler, Catholic girl, 12 years of Catholic schools, the priest at Easter and at other holidays, they'll put holy water in there and they'll sprinkle the whole congregation with the holy water. That's what it looks like that I get to see used, is that sprinkler thing. I don't know what it's called. I'm sure they have a name for it. And then there are vortices that are spinning above her head, beneath her feet, on either side of her, front and behind, all spinning concurrently. That's going to regenerate new lymph nodes. That lymph fluid cleanse is still happening. And I equate that to reverse osmosis purification, like bottled water. It'll say reverse osmosis purified and microfiltered. So that's what we're doing. We're saving the liquid, we're getting the toxins out. So it's a healing reverse osmosis purification. And then there are two big metal U-shaped magnets that are on either side of her, and they're joined in the middle. And they're going up and down her body, and they pull out metallic particulates. Now, these particulates look like little specks of glitter. They can be sparkly glitter, they can be dull glitter. And they also remind me of a strand of metal out of a steel wool scrubbing pad used in the kitchen on pots and pans. I don't even know if they still make those. I think
they do. I've got one in there right now.
There you go. So if you took a pair of tweezers and you pulled one out, that's what that looks like. And so those magnets joined in the middle are going around her body, and they turn a quarter of a turn until they've got all of the metallic particulates removed. All right, let's do a DNA healing on her now. DNA, of course, is the recipe that tells the cells how to behave. And when somebody has cancer or some other, genetic kind of a thing, there's a mutation that happens. And so what we're going to do is we're going to restore her DNA back to a normal recipe. DNA comes out of an X chromosome. I'm going to take you back to your 4th grade science lessons here for a second.
I need it.
Okay. So X chromosome, everybody's got one. Girls have 2 X's, boys have an X and a Y. And a strand of DNA looks like a piece of paper that you'd see inside a fortune cookie with a fortune written on it. And it's comprised of 4 nucleic acids represented by 4 letters, ATCG, as in green. One strand can have 100,000 letters on it, can have 1 billion letters on it. And I'm watching those letters get moved up and over because we're watching the recipe get resequenced really fast in warp speed. She has 7 strands of DNA that have come out that are getting resequenced. And that's when it's resequenced, it snaps back into the X chromosome. Do you have one of those tape measures, maybe in a sewing kit, where you pull it out and you push the button and the tape comes flying back in? That's what it reminds me of. Because as soon as it's done, man, it snaps back in fast. So I'm watching that happen. So this is going to help a lot with her healing. She's not dying at the moment. I get that she has the ability to completely heal from this. The key is going to be for her diet, do keto, no sugar, nothing refined, ever do protein, fruits, and vegetables. One other thing, Rhonda, that I recommend is there's a book called Radical Remission. Have you ever heard of that book?
Radical I don't think Remission. I have.
Okay. Mm-hmm. You may want to get a copy of it and give it to her, because it's about how patients that were given like 2 weeks to live from all around the world and sent home to get their affairs in order, they're walking around 10 years later cancer free. And so the gal that wrote the book has compiled what I believe it's 13 or 14 common denominators are that these people use to heal. That's number one thing I would recommend. Number 2 is there's a researcher at Boston College named Thomas Seyfried, Seyfried, who is somebody that is just very commonsensical about cancer. He's researched it for 30 years, and he has some great suggestions that maybe are a little different from what she'll hear from a doctor, but they're more holistic to use with standard therapy. So, bring in all the stops, like look at all the different modalities to help her heal, because healing is a multi-pronged approach. And
I think it will be, and they're wanting to remove the breast. So I just feel like this is a jump start on healing from everything.
right, right. Yeah. Well, and she's got to just follow her gut. Tell her if what they're suggesting doesn't feel right, have her get a second or third opinion and pay attention to how it feels. Because standard protocol is one thing, but if she's going into a procedure and she doesn't believe it's going to help her, that it's not going to help her. So much of it is mindset. So work with her doctors, work with all these other methodologies, and use the multi-pronged approach. I believe she has the potential to completely heal from this. And I don't think it's a coincidence that she's moving back to Indy close to you.
I don't think so either. Yeah. Thank you, Julie.
You are so
it's
welcome.
More than I hoped for. And thank you to everybody else for their energy input as well. Thank you so much.
You bet. Keep us posted. Let us know how she's doing.
I'll talk to you in February.
All righty. If not before. Thanks, Rhonda.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. Bye. Yeah. That's the thing, is that not all procedures are right for everybody. So you got to pay attention to how it feels to you. Certainly, Western and Eastern medicine, as we know it, makes tons of sense and is the way that a lot of people choose to go. And a lot of people choose to add other things to the equation to help those different forms of treatment. So it's really paying attention to what feels the best for the patient themselves. So keep that in mind. All right, we're at AskJulieRyanShow.com if you want to have a conversation with me. If you're coming in on the YouTube live stream, we're at Ask Julie Ryan. Remember to subscribe. Remember to share this episode with your family and friends. And let's see who our next caller is. Oh, we got a question from YouTube. Here we go. Hi, Julie. My name's Tamra. I'm from Keysville, New York. I'd love to know my spirit guides. Also would really love a scan. I'm 65. Okay. I do one question, Tamra. You can come in again on another show and we'll get your scan. But your spirit guides, I get your first spirit guide that's showing up as Michael. I get Michael, Helen, Rebecca, Roberta, Marcus, Nathan. Those are your main spirit guides. And is that what their names really are? Well, that's what they're telling me their names are. Because remember, spirits don't have a gender. Spirit's just energy. And spirit's going to give us a name that's easy for us to understand. So when you think of Nathan, that's going to tune your satellite dish head. Remember, our heads are all like big satellite dishes, and they receive and transmit frequencies. Every spirit has a frequency they keep throughout all their lifetimes. And so you just say, hey, Nathan, and that's going to connect to your satellite dish head to his spirit. It's okay if we use gender, when we're talking about him, because it helps us understand it easier. And then just say what you want to say, ask a question, make a statement. And how you'll know it's his response is it's that first thing, fast as you can snap your fingers. It's the first thing that's going to come into your head. And you'll know that that's from Nathan. So I hope that helps. Most of us have 7 main spirit guides that are around us at any given moment. And they kind of follow us around. When I scan them, they look like they're in a horseshoe configuration behind us, and they'll move around as we move around. So hope that helps. It's always fun. Olivia. Hi, Olivia. She says she's in Warren, Ohio. Okay. That's a good question. She's telling me she wants to ask a question tonight. And here we go. I had a terminal heart failure for 9 years. She's from Warren, Ohio. By the way, I had cousins that lived in Warren. They all went to Kennedy High School, and I know Warren, right where that is. This year, I was healed from everything, but still on one diuretic a day because I don't know if I can go off of it completely yet. I want fully healed. Okay, let's go in and see what's going on. So before you go off any medicine, talk to your doctor about it, certainly, and then you can make a decision with your doctor and see what's going on. Here comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama, heading up to you in Warren. Got you shooting energy from your feet up through the top of your head. Yeah, you do look like you're still retaining water. So let's see what's going on. Did you have a heart valve situation happening? That's what I'm being led to work on, is a heart valve. And the heart valves, when they're not working properly, think of a doggy door. How a doggy door opens, the flap opens both frontwards and backwards so the dog can go in and out of the door. Well, on the heart, we only want it to go one way. And I'm familiar with that because some of my surgical device inventions used what's called an anti-reflux valve, which meant that it only went one direction. So that's what I see in my mind's eye because, of course, that's my frame of reference. So I'm watching that get replaced in a valve in your heart. I'm watching a spiral of energy. Think of the Milky Way galaxy spiral that's spinning on top of your heart. As I'm looking at you from the front, it's spinning in a clockwise direction. And that's just giving your heart a tune up. I don't get that it's a good idea for you to go off any medicine at the moment. Talk to your doctors, certainly, before you make those kinds of decisions. So I'm watching that as that spiral is spinning, your heart it's getting more vibrant in color. So I believe it's going to operate better. It was a valve thing, is what I was seeing. So I hope that helps. And in the meantime, as soon as the anti-reflux valve was installed in your heart, all that extra fluid drained out of the bottom of your feet. Like I was talking about before with Rhonda, that there's a hole that's open on the bottom of each foot, and yours just drained that extra fluid. So you'll heal from this. Patience. Patience is a virtue. I don't know who said that, but I've heard it my whole life. And I think that's the case in this situation too. So I hope that helps. Okay, thanks for your question. If you're joining us on YouTube Live, on the live stream, we're at Ask Julie Ryan. Just put in your question, put your first name and where you're located, please. And if you're calling in, then it's AskJulieRyanShow.com. And Chris is the captain of this ship, so he is bringing in the questions off of the live stream and also from the callers. So, Chris, who's next? Angel. You look like an angel. Oh my God, you guys that are listening, she's got this gorgeous white hair that looks like a halo around her head.
My sister talked me into letting it grow.
It's beautiful. Gorgeous.
Thank you.
And you're about 30, so prematurely gray.
So sweet.
Yeah.
I'm from Ocala, Florida.
Okay, great.
I found you about 3 weeks ago, and I love your show and your interviews. So grateful for you.
Thank you.
We're
delighted to have you.
Thank you. My father transitioned a year and a half ago, and my mom is just really struggling. So I wanted to see if you could speak to him and see if he has anything to say, how we could help her more.
Yeah.
It's been very hard. They were together right at 60 years, so you can imagine what she's going through. But more than she even thought. She keeps saying, I thought I was stronger than this.
That don't have anything to do with being strong. She's just grieving. And my gosh, you're with somebody for that long of a period of time. She probably feels like she lost her right hand or something.
Yes, they were so close. It was beautiful. Still, I would love to show her your show.
Yeah, please do. What's your dad's first name?
Larry.
Larry. All right. Larry is on your right. As soon as we think of them, they come right in. As I was mentioning, our heads are big satellite dish. He's saying that he's going to come visit her in her dreams. And he's saying he wants you to prepare her for that. Have her ask him to come visit her in her dreams. Have her tell him where she wants to meet him. So it can be a place that would be familiar to both of them. It could be in their home. It could be in Tahiti. It could be wherever she wants it to be. When we're grieving, we're in a low vibration, Angel. And spirit is a high vibration because it doesn't have the density of a body anymore to slow down the vibration. And spirit doesn't communicate on the I feel crappy channels like the grief channel because the vibration's too low. So when we sleep, what happens is our brains rest and our vibration level goes back to the factory preset level, which is spirit, which is a high vibration. And oftentimes it's easier for spirit to communicate with her or with any of us when we're grieving, when we're asleep. Tell her the difference between a dream and a visit is the visit will feel very vibrant. The colors will be almost like they're in high def. The senses will be heightened. She will remember lots of aspects of it versus dreams are kind of murky sometimes and you remember parts.
Okay. She did say she finally had one dream that he was far from her in the dream.
Yeah. Good. So she's already doing it. So tell her every night before she goes to bed to ask him if he'll come meet her. And if she doesn't remember him showing up, he's saying he's in the bed snuggled up behind her. He's saying he spoons her. So she may feel him and she may think, oh, I'm losing my ever-loving mind. She's not. She probably can feel him at some point. She will be able to eventually. So Larry, what message can we give? What's your mom's first name?
Jerry.
What message can we give Jerry? He's talking about a soda fountain. Did they go to a soda fountain when they were young?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And get malts and stuff like that? Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's the cream something malt cream?
There's a root beer float he used to love, or
there's the cream, sure something, vanilla cream, something.
Maybe a cream soda.
Cream soda. He's talking about that. I don't know if he used to drink those, but he's talking about the soda fountain. And he's saying he'll meet her at the soda fountain tonight in her dreams.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. Did they go to a soda fountain when they were dating? Maybe when they were.
Yeah, I do remember them talking about a soda fountain, roller skating, and a football game.
Yeah. So that hopefully will bring her some comfort because that's pretty random. Your dad's talking to her about meet me at the soda fountain and talking about the soda fountain.
So sweet.
Yeah. Has she read my book yet, Angelic Attendants?
No, she hasn't, but I'll send it to her because I downloaded it. I listened to most of it.
Okay. Yeah, send it to her. Maybe get her a paperback copy. I got one right here. So, Angelic Attendants, what really happens as we transition from this life into the next. And it's about how we're all surrounded by angels and the spirits of deceased loved ones and pets. I believe it'll give her a lot of comfort, and it has illustrations in it, which I think will help too. So give her the audiobook version and then send her the paperback version too. And I believe it's going to help a lot. So you're a sweetie to call in. Yeah. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I am wanting to talk to him more, so I'm trying.
Come join us in Atlanta for my training.
I know. Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, November 1st through the 3rd, Atlanta, Georgia, live in living color in person. And if you want to do it online, my just communicating with spirit in the 12 phases of transition is Angels and Enlightenment training, and you can do that online anytime. It's kind of like my baby. It's like my baby training, and then the big training is going to be in Atlanta, November 1st through 3rd. So take one or both. Yeah. Give your mama our love, and she'll get through this. One last thing too, Angel, is talk to her about how grief is like waves of the ocean. And this is good for you and the rest of the family to know too. When I'm grieving something, I always picture waves of the ocean, because if you think about the ocean is disruption, repair, calm, right? Calm, disruption, repair, calm, disruption, repair. And that's how grief is. So think of crashing waves. The crashing waves of grief come in, and like if there's a storm, waves from the ocean can knock you over. They can be really strong, as grief can be. But when you're in the middle of it, feeling the pain, know that it, like waves of the ocean, it's going to recede, and then it's going to be calm. And then she's going to have another wave come crashing in. But when she's in the middle of it, she knows it's going to recede eventually. And that really helps, especially in the early phases of grief when it's so strong. And
yeah, that's so good.
Yeah, so hopefully that'll help too. Thanks for calling.
Thank you so much. Have a good
You
night.
bet. You too. Take care. Bye, Angel. AskJulieRyanShow.com. Ask Julie Ryan on the YouTube live stream. And remember to subscribe. Remember to share with your family and friends. Alrighty, let's see who's next. Okay, Ka from California. KA from CA. Well, that's pretty cool. I have an autism son who's 18 years old. His name is Ryan. He must be extra cool if his name is Ryan. He's always taking things out of his. Oh, hang on a second. I can't read this. He's always taking things out on his mom, getting mad at her for any issue he has with me and his siblings. Why? All right, let's ask him. Probably because he knows you love him and he knows he can get away with it. Ryan, why are you being snarky with your mama and with your siblings? He's saying that there are times when he feels like he can't help it. He says it's like he feels this anger energy that rises up in his body, and it's almost like it's like a runaway freight train. Is what I heard in my head, and he needs to get the energy out. He said, "Please don't take it personally. He doesn't mean it. He's just saying that it's something that he's trying to figure out how to control." He says it's kind of like somebody that has a cough and they're trying to stop the cough and they just keep coughing. Says he's got to get it out. It's something that he's having trouble controlling. So let's ask your spirit guides what you can do to help Ryan with this. Keto diet is a biggie with autistic and ADD kids, and adults too, for that matter. There's a guy who's head of psychiatry at Harvard named Chris Palmer, Dr. Chris Palmer. Do an internet search on him, and he talks about how a ketogenic diet, so really low carb, no sugar, nothing refined, basically vegetables, fruit, and protein, good protein. And that's going to help him with his anger management. There are lots of studies that show that diet plays a huge role in ADD and autism, and with kids, especially that are on the spectrum. And a lot of those kids, their favorite food groups are Twinkies and chicken nuggets. But when you change what they're eating, it really has a great impact on their behavior. The other thing is there have been many studies done on prisoners that when they feed them a ketogenic diet and get these and stuff like that, that's all refined, that's in the cafeteria line, that is going to help with their anger management as well. And they find that the violence diminishes dramatically inside the jails just by changing their diets. And it changes quickly after a couple of weeks. So you may want to research that as well. I hope that helps with your son and with your family and you, for heaven's sakes. Yeah, it's tough. Okay, let's see who's next. Alrighty. Sue from Orland Park, Illinois, hoping you can scan my son's dog, Max. He has a problem with his left shoulder. He's had x-rays, but it's not showing anything. He's been limping badly for months. All right, here we go. Here comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama, up to Illinois. Let's get Max the dog on the radar here. All right, Max, what's going on with your left shoulder? It does look inflamed. Check it really good. I got a picture, Sue, of that. I don't know if it's Aesop's Fables or whoever wrote it, Hans Christian Andersen, I don't know, but the lion that has a thorn in its paw and it's suffering and nobody can figure out what the heck's wrong with it. I get that he had something that he was either bitten or he's got a burr in there or he's got something. He's got something that's in his shoulder. So I would look him over really good. I'm sure you probably have. You've probably given him a bath since this has started. But I get that. I'm watching stem cell energy go into his shoulder joint just to kind of lube it up a little bit. Stem cell energy, light amber colored gel, has sparkles in it because it's woo woo. You know, we got to have sparkles. And it reminds me of Dippadoo hair gel when I was a kid in the 60s and 70s. So I'm watching that get injected into the joint. He's got a little bit of arthritis in there, which looks like that white, crunchy stuff that you get on a battery that's expired. And like, say you left a battery in a flashlight or something, and you go in there and it's got all that white junk all over it, that white crunchy stuff. So I'm removing that from that joint. But initially he was stung or bitten, or there was some kind of a burr or a thorn or something. For me to get that visual of the lion with the thorn in its paw, there's something to that. So I hope that helps, Sue, and I hope he's feeling better and can walk better. Thanks for your question. All right, AskJulieRyanShow.com. Ask Julie Ryan on the live stream. Let's see who's next.
Hi, Julie.
Renu. Hi, girl. How are you?
How are
Is
you?
it Renu or Renu?
Renu.
Renu. Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, Renu. How are you? Where are you?
I'm in Montgomery, Texas.
Okay, terrific. Well, so
And I'm
nice
here
to
to
see
ask.
you.
Yeah, you too. I'm here to ask a question about my nephew who is in India.
Yeah, what's his name? What's
His
his first
name is Vikas, Vikas.
Vikas, okay.
Mm-hmm. So
What's
he
going
has
on with him?
pulmonary hypertension and his lung capacity has reduced quite a bit. So his oxygen level goes down. And you worked on him last month for his hole in his heart. I think that was the main reason.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you still see he's still healing his heart.
I don't
but his
have him on
lungs
my
are right
radar
now.
yet. Yeah, I'll get him on my
Oh, yeah.
radar. But so he's got breathing issues now is the big thing.
Yeah, his oxygen level goes down, so he has to use external oxygen.
Okay. All right. How old is he?
He's 44.
Okay. All right. Let me connect into you in Texas, and then I'm going to head down to Vikas in India. Here we go. Here comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama. I know he's going to let me scan him. I'm going to ask him anyways, but since I've already done it, usually they always, I have yet to have one say, no, you can't come back in once I've scanned them. All right, got you. Now it's heading way far south to go to India. I watched the laser beam go across continents and oceans and hook in. All right, still moving. All right, because I'm talking to Renu. She wants me to scan your lungs. He said that would be helpful. How sweet is that? That would be helpful.
He's going in and out of ICU for the last few months. He's having a lot of issues with that.
Bless him. Okay, let's see what's going on with the lungs. His heart looks good, Renu. It looks good.
Thank you.
Really good. Yeah. Okay. I don't remember the healings that we do. I think part of it is because I talk to about 3,000 people a year.
Yeah.
That's number one. But number two, I'm in and out of different realities. And so it doesn't really stay in my brain. Now, if I listen to a show and I hear the recorded show, then I'll remember it more. But when I'm talking to clients, I remember you, but I don't remember necessarily what we discuss, which is a good thing from a privacy standpoint.
Yeah.
You know, I can't disclose anything private because I just, honest to God, don't remember it. So, but it's
And
hard.
also, you don't want to feel all this pain and remember all these people suffering. You don't want to do that either.
Yeah, I'm not so worried about that, but I don't need to store that information in my brain, is what I'm feeling here with that. So, okay, let's see what's going on with the lungs. It's like, does he have fluid in his lungs too? Are they having to remove fluid? Yeah, that's what it looks like to me. Renu is like, if you imagine the lung is a sack, and it looks like the bottom third of it has a bunch of liquid in it. So I'm watching a drain get put in, and it just looks like a tube on both sides put in each lung. And I'm watching it remove the fluid out through the tube into a piece of tubing, and then it's going into an evacuation bag. Think of a catheter bag. You've probably seen somebody in the hospital that has a urinary catheter and then the urine comes into a bag. That's what this is looking like. But I just heard a motor start, kind of like a pump that's pulling. It's got suction on it. So I'm watching it get suctioned out of his lungs. It looks to me like the right side's worse than the left, but we're draining both sides. Why does the fluid keep building his lungs? Because his heart isn't operating properly. All right, of course, because the heart's like a pump. So let's do a tune-up of the heart. That I watched this healing before. There's a spiral of energy that looks like the Milky Way galaxy, and it's spinning in a clockwise direction as we're looking at the front of his heart. So I'm watching that. And this is interesting because it's like his heart almost looks like a mosaic, Renu. And there are parts of the mosaic that make up his heart that are lighting up as this spiral is spinning. It's like if there were different sections of the heart that were lighting up as it's cleaning out the debris in his heart. So we got that going. I'm watching stem cell energy get injected into his heart with a needle, and a big needle and syringe. And it's getting injected in different areas of his heart, which is interesting because normally I'll just see stem cell energy go into an organ, but this is being injected in certain places. Looks like his lower left chamber of his heart is the one that's malfunctioning the most to me, because that one's getting the most stem cell energy injected into it. And it's interesting because it gets injected and then it's full again on its automatically, and it gets injected again. So, like on a regular needle and syringe, you got to stick it in the bottle and then pull back on the plunger to draw more of the medicine up. This is just, it's heaven. I don't need to plunge anything. They just keep filling up that syringe. And of course, these are all analogies for the energy healing that's taking place, just to give us a frame of reference from our human perspective about this stuff. Okay, most of his heart is lit up now, and I can see that it's draining the fluid out of his lungs. It's pumping. It's like the heart is his pump station to keep the fluid from building up in his lungs. All right, one more area, and that's that lower left part of the heart is where it's diseased. And so I'm watching stem cell energy go in there. It has its own vortex in front of it that's spinning. And in the meantime, I watch that portion of his heart get removed. Imagine if his heart was made out of jello And we just took a spoon and we just cut that part of the heart off. And then stem cell energy, that's why so much of it went in there to regenerate that part of the heart. The heart can regenerate itself. I know several people that have experienced that themselves with their own hearts. So most people don't think that that's possible, but I know it's possible. And so I hope that helps.
And his lungs being good?
His lungs are drained from the fluid, and by working on the heart, that's going to help pump the fluid out and keep it from building up. Now remember, nobody heals anybody else. We all heal ourselves. So you, me, everybody else that's working on your nephew, we're all sending the healing to him. He's the one that decides whether he's going to integrate it or not into his body. So that's what's happening. Excuse me. So I hope that helps.
It will help. Yeah, sure. Thank you so much.
You're a sweetie to call in for him again. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Let's do the announcement of our winner of a free Angels and Enlightenment training class, which is online, and you can do it anytime you want. And this is somebody named Angel Cox. Angel Cox has won a free Angels and Enlightenment training class. She says, I so appreciate the practical approach that Julie has. Having been in the professional world, she is so good with people. Oh, sweet. Thank you. Sometimes the subject of spirits and the afterlife can seem a bit too much, so it helps to hear from someone so grounded and trustworthy. Thank you, Julie, for sharing such wonderful insights and having a genuine desire to help others. Angel Cox. Angel Cox, send me a note. Go on AskJulieRyan.com. At the top of the homepage, you'll see a button that says Ask Julie a question. Just say, hey, I'm Angel. I want a free class. And we will send you all the information so that you can access it. The key with all my classes, you guys, the online one and also the in-person one, is the practice groups. You got to go to the practice groups. They are essential. Reason being, you can read something, you can hear something, you can attend a conference or a lecture or something like that. But until you do it, you don't really understand it or get it. So that's what the practice groups are about. When you work with spirit, and you'll learn how to do all of this stuff, and you'll be able to do it in the classes. When you work with spirit, then you need somebody to validate what you're getting is accurate. The more you do it, the more validation you get, the easier it is to trust the information that you're receiving. And then it's just second nature. So the practice groups are key. We have 4 a week with the online training. We've got 9 a week with the in-person training. That's how important they are. They are the most essential thing about the training. And I learned how to do all this stuff. You guys can too. Everybody has the ability. So congratulations, Angel. Thanks for your kind words. Okay, let's see who's next. Chris, who you got up next?
Julie, that's me.
That's you. Oh my goodness. No kidding.
I think it was my dad. I think my dad was helping me. I was praying that maybe somehow I could be able to take a class.
Oh, and there you are. Oh, you guys, it's Angel.
Thank you so much.
Angel,
I'm so excited.
Her dad, you know, the soda fountain guy. Oh my gosh, how fun. Oh, you are going to love it. You'll love it. And you'll love all my facilitators. They're all graduates of my big class. And they're all so lovely and so talented and so kind. And they will hold your hand. You're going to be able to have full-on conversations with your daddy.
I'm so happy. I'm sorry. I don't want to take up any more time.
No. I'm glad you came back on. I'm glad, Chris. I'm glad. Would you send Chris a note? Did he put you back on?
They direct messaged me. I said, that's me. That's me.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. Well, thanks for letting us know. Congratulations. Okay. So still come in on the, go to AskJulieRyan.com, send an email where it says Ask Julie. Just say, hey, it's me, Angel. I need to know how to access the class, and we'll send you the information. Any of you that want to take the Angels Enlightenment training, all you have to do is go to AskJulieRyan.com. and you'll see a button for training. So the Angels and Enlightenment training is online. The Angelic Attendant training is the whole buffet of psychicness. That's the one we do in person. And both of them have live practice groups multiple times a week. So yeah, come join us in those. Okay, Chris, good job on that. Getting her back on. Hi, MJ. I can't hear you, honey. You gotta unmute.
Okay, there we go.
There you are. How are you?
I'm great. I'm so tickled to be on your show. I've been like obsessed with your compassion and your care with everyone. It's just so inspiring.
Oh, you sweet thing. You look like a movie star.
Oh, thanks.
My gosh, you guys that are listening, you'll have to watch the YouTube video. She kind of looks like a movie star to me. Where are you?
I'm in Brooklyn, New York.
Okay. You're a New York movie star.
Yes, New York. Yeah, I am here for my mom who's in North Carolina.
Okay. What's your first name?
Oh, her name is Donnie.
Donnie, Donnie?
Yes, that's correct.
All right. What's going on with Donnie?
She's experiencing pain in her upper right leg. It's been happening for the last few years. It seems like it might be a little progressive. She really hasn't invested any time with seeking any focused medical attention regarding it. She's just kind of like managing on her own. She says she feels better when she exercises. So she's just basically making do with the situation. And we really don't know what the root cause is. So I really would like to know what the cause is so we can arrange for targeted treatment. And if,
is it
yes.
Is it her whole leg, MJ? Is it the back of her leg?
Her thigh, like the front part of her thigh.
Part of her thigh. Yes. Okay. All right. I'm going to connect into her and I'm going to ask her permission if I can scan her. And we'll see what she says. Have you cleared this with her yet, by any chance?
No, I did not.
Okay. All right. Well, if she tells me no, then that's okay because we can talk to her spirit and see what's going on. So here we go. I'm hooking into you in Brooklyn, then I'm going to shoot down to North Carolina. So laser beam heading to you from Sweet Home, Alabama. Got you ricocheting down south to North Carolina. Donnie, I'm talking to MJ. May I scan you energetically? She said, well, what's that mean? Well, what's that mean? Exactly. That's what I heard in that tone of voice. Oh, goodness. I love it. Okay. So I'm like a human MRI. I'm going to see if I can do an energy. She goes, is that connected with the devil?
Oh, yeah, that's my mom. Tell her it's Monica who's reached out to you.
Okay, it's Monica. No, it's not connected with the devil. It's the Holy Spirit working through me and with me to help facilitate healing. I just want to check your upper right leg and see if we can figure out what's going on with that and give you a healing, like a spiritual healing, and that you get in church sometimes. You know, you can be in a healing circle. And she's looking at me like, yeah, I don't know about that. All right, I don't have to scan you. Let's just talk to her spirit. So, what's going on with her leg? I get that. Has she ever been to a chiropractor?
No, she has not.
All right, I would get her to go to a chiropractor first of all, because she's a twisted sister. She's a bit of a twisted sister. Her pelvis is twisted. It's not level. Mm-hmm. That's the first thing I would do, because what it's doing is her skeleton's not properly aligned, so it's pulling on the muscles and tendons and stuff. I believe if she can ask around to friends and maybe family members of somebody that knows a chiropractor that they've used for a long time and they really like, that they're going to be able to get her lined up. And I think in maybe a couple of sessions, they're going to be able to relieve the pain. Her pelvis is twisted. Wow. Not twisted like a rope, but it's like her left hip is in front of her right hip. So her right hip, imagine that if her left hip is out a little bit in front of her right hip, she's not going to see it in a mirror, but imagine that that's pulling on all those muscles and tendons and stuff, and the the body's trying to fix it, and her skeleton's out of whack.
Okay,
So
great.
it's an easy fix.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Find her a
Thank you.
chiropractor. Okay.
And I have an appointment for myself to speak with you in August, so I'm really looking forward to that.
Yay! I'm looking forward to getting you for a whole hour, and we can
I'm just
talk about
telling you. Anything, right?
anything you want. Anything on my buffet of psychicness, multiple topics. We cover a lot in that hour.
Great.
We cram as much as you want. Different people, scan you, scan pets, talk to deceased loved ones, do past life stuff. I mean, it's a blast, and we're going and blowing and just covering as much as we can. So I'll look forward to having you all to myself for an hour. Okay. Hope your mom feels better.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Bye.
Okay. Bye. I think we have time for one more caller, Chris, or question from the YouTube live stream. Zach. Hi, Julie. Zach from New York. Have you ever worked with neurodegenerative disorders like ALS? All the time. One of my business partners and one of my best friends passed from ALS. And so we worked on him a lot. Okay, let's see. Who has ALS? Who do you want me to scan? Can you put that in the chat? Let's give Zach a minute. Is it you or is it somebody else? You know, again, the healing, all we can do is send it to the person, and it's spirit working through me and with me and all of you guys that are envisioning what we're talking about. And then the person to whom we're sending the healing, they decide if they're going to integrate it, and if they decide yes, then how, when, in what manner. All we can do, it's kind of like sending a gift. You send a gift or you give a gift to somebody, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to love it or even use it. All you can do is give the gift, and that's how all of this works. Because remember, nobody heals anybody else. We all heal ourselves. So I like to use the analogy of if you're having surgery or you go to the emergency room because you got a big old nasty cut, and they're stitching up the wound or the incision with sutures. Well, the doctor don't make your skin grow back. You make your own skin grow back. And I think that's a great example of how all this works. So let's see if we have one more person. Zach, I want to respect their privacy. All right. Well, that's fine. But yes, the answer is yes. I work with ALS people all the time. Have them schedule an appointment with me, and then we'll have an hour to do a deep dive. And that'll be terrific. I'll be delighted to help. And if they want to give me a fake name, that's fine too. So there's that. All right. Chris, do we have somebody else that we can put on in the time we have left? Here we go. Hi. You got to unmute, girl. Got to unmute. I can't hear you. Got to unmute. And let's see if we can get.
Hi.
There you are. Hi. What's your name?
Oh my God. I feel I'm lucky today to see you and talking to you. I was watching you and enjoy it.
Oh, what's your name?
My name's Suneka. I'm located in Mankato, Minnesota.
Okay. Hi, Suneka. Wonderful to have you. Got a question for me?
Yes. I'm feeling lately I don't even want to get up to go work, and I feel tired and exhausted, even though I don't do that much things. So if you have time, please can you scan me and see what energy or what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. What a gorgeous smile. Oh my gosh.
Thank you. I appreciate you as well.
Smile. Oh my gosh. It's like I need to get my sunglasses on. It's so blindingly bright. It's so beautiful. Oh my gosh. All right. Here we go. Here comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama, heading to you in Minnesota. Got you shooting energy from your feet up through the top of your head. You need hormones, honey. You look like a plant that needs to be watered. And that's what a woman that needs hormones looks like to me. And so, how young are you?
She can people. energetically. And
I hear
asked
somebody in the
you-
background. Chris,
Yeah,
if
I
you
don't
could
know
mute them, please. Okay, that's better. How young are you?
I'm 44.
Okay, all right. I think you're going into perimenopause, girl. Welcome to the club. And perimenopause
Okay.
can last a long time. So bioidentical hormones are what our bodies make when we're young and fertile and have the ability to pop out babies. As we age, our hormone levels diminish, and Mother Nature says, she's not propagating the species anymore, so we don't really even need her. And we can pull Mother Nature, make her think we're 30 when we're 65, like me. And so bioidentical hormones are the exact molecular composition of what our bodies make when we're young and fertile. They protect your heart, they protect your skin, your bones, your brain. I mean, it's really amazing. I've been on them 20 years myself. I wouldn't be without them. So here's how you find a doctor is call a couple of compounding pharmacies. Do you know what that is? Have you ever heard that term?
I hear
Compounding
from YouTube, from your video, but I don't know it. I can figure it out.
A compounding pharmacy is just a pharmacy, unlike a Walgreens or a CVS or a chain pharmacy. But a compounding pharmacy is going to make a prescription just for you. They compound, or they are sometimes called formulary pharmacies. But if you just do an internet search on compounding pharmacies and put your zip code in, the pharmacies in your area that are compounding pharmacies will show up. That's number one. Call a couple of them, ask them who's prescribing bioidentical hormones through them. They'll give you a list of doctors, and then ask them if any of those doctors are gynecologists. Because if you can, I always prefer that you go to a gynecologist. That's what I do for a number of reasons. Number one, they're experts on girly parts. Gynecologists are experts on girly parts. Number two, when you go to the doctor, your consult and your tests, your blood tests and stuff will be covered under your insurance. And number three, if they want to do an ultrasound on you, they got the equipment right there in their office. So you don't have to go to a different place. So I would do that, number one. Number two, Dr. Christian Northrup. Go to this website, drnorthrup.com. Dr. Christian Northrup, and she is a women's health expert. She is the queen. She's the fairy godmother of women's health, I say. She's been on my show 3 times. So if you just do an internet search on Ask Julie Ryan, Christian Northrup, Dr. Northrup, and you'll be able to watch those videos. But go to her website and you'll get educated really quickly on the bio.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah. So you get on those, that's going to give you energy. It's going to help keep you healthy, keep your bones healthy, your brain, your heart. Because last thing, think about this. Who are the women that that we hear about that have heart disease and cancer? They're postmenopausal women who haven't seen estrogen in decades. Those are the ones that have, osteoporosis and heart disease and cancer and stuff like that. Estrogen's protective, not the synthetic estrogen made by Big Pharma, but the bioidentical estrogen. So you're going to be a new woman really fast. So
I will. That was like getting worried, and I said, "What is going on my energy?" And I will know what my what it was. I have other question. What it was? Who's my guardian angel? How I know what I'm meditating, I enjoy every day. I try spiritual things. I walk in. So many questions I have. Maybe next time.
Yeah. So your guardian angel is telling me its name's Michaela. Michaela is what it's calling itself. Yeah. So you can say, "Hey, Michaela, I need a parking spot," or "Hey, Michaela, I need help with whatever."
I will. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm so happy and honored to see you and talking to you today. I'm so lucky today.
Oh, I'm the lucky one. But enjoy your
Bless
evening.
you.
Thanks
Thank
for
you,
calling.
Hannah. Appreciate that.
You too.
Much love.
You
Bye-bye.
too. Bye.
Thank you, you and your team. Bye-bye.
Alrighty, everybody. How fun is that? Sending you lots of love from Sweet Home, Alabama. Mwah. Hope you have an amazing weekend. And remember, Ask Julie Ryan Espanol's live. So send it to your family and friends that speak Spanish. And I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody. To enhance your spiritual journey, click on one of the videos below and remember to subscribe, leave a comment, and share with your family and friends.